G'day campers, welcome back to 10 Adventures, and welcome to 2026. Big couple of weeks coming up. We're going to be doing a bunch of installs to this car. Some of them we've done already, quite a few of them in fact. We've already had our first tow with the vehicle, and we've also had our first major off-road trip. So there's going to be more of that coming in the next couple of episodes, but for right now, today, so you can tell by the title, we are installing the GME XRS370C. Pulled that out of the Prado when I traded that in, and today we are installing that into the Grenadier. Stick around, I'm filming this introduction a couple of weeks after we actually did the install, largely because I reviewed the footage and it was all messed up. So I can tell you this was not as straightforward. It was a typical 10 Adventures installation attempt, we'll call it. However, I can say that it was successful, so hopefully, if nothing else, you'll learn a few things about the Grenadier and how to mount this into yours. Anyway guys, let's get into it. Okay, so fair bit of gear we're going to need for this job. Ethernet cable, we'll come back to that a little bit later. Some adhesive tapes. Mount or bracket for the antenna, as the Grenadier does not come with the OEM bull bar. Well, the OEM bull bar does not come with anywhere to mount an antenna. You do have to get an external one. This cost me, I think, $30 from Super Cheap Auto. I've got the original XRS370C from the Prado. We're reinstalling that. So I've bought another power lead and magnetic mount. We have some heat shrink, soldering iron, conduit, the new correct antenna. So if you remember from many years ago, I did a video where I was trying to put the 2.1 decibel antenna on my vehicle, and well, it was smaller than advertised. And lastly, we have a UHF pass-through, and I won't go into how much of a pain in the arse it has been for me to try and get one of those. And as mentioned earlier, a set of Torx screwdrivers. So that's everything that's going into the car. So what we're going to do now is basically map everything out, lay everything out where I want it, and work out how I'm going to feed everything through. I have done a little bit of research prior to this, and I'll give a shout out to Canny Off-Road, John Canny, who, for us Grenadier owners, there's been a bit of drama about that. I'm not going to go into it, but he did do a very useful video on how to find some of the auxiliary power points, but I'm actually going to show you where it is on the passenger footwell side. Anyway guys, let's start lining some stuff up. We'll be back soon. So the first thing we need to do is basically pop off this foot panel. I may need to get my trim removal tools, but it supposedly just pops up. There we go. The next thing we're going to do is our bonnet handle. I've already put the bonnet up. We've just got to undo this bolt up here, which I'm pretty sure is a T7, which it is. There's another T7 underneath that. So it's going to undo that one, and this is going to enable us to get to the power. But before I start poking anything through this, the first thing I'm going to do is test the power, make sure everything works, make sure the handset's working, then we'll start running cabling. So I'm going to undo this bolt and we'll show you where the cables are in a sec. There's one more bolt I've got to remove, and that's this little 10mm one here. So I'm just going to go and grab a 10mm socket and remove the one thing that's not a Torx connection. Back in a sec. Okay, now that's out, it's just a matter of, again, popping the clips on this. There we go. I just need to lift that out of there slightly. to do any damage to it. Right, gotcha. Bugger me, that's been hard. So, I found where the cable is. And I saw this on somebody else's post just recently, that they were struggling to find where this cable is. I'm trying to do this while holding my phone as a light. But if you can just see here, this bit here, it's just cable side on, and you've got the two blanks just there. So basically I've just got to take this electrical tape off, and that will free up these two cables here. Unless I can free them up manually, but yeah. So if you're doing this the first time yourself, that's the cables right there. So it's on this large cable that runs up the floor, and it's just here. Now I've had to literally take everything out to get access to this. It turns out I may not have needed to, which is a pain because now I've got to put it all back again. All right, this is turning into quite the ordeal. I'm not going to be able to sit the unit where I wanted to behind the glove box. It's just an uneven surface, and I'm sure people have got it there, but it's just not going to work for me. So I'm actually going to mount the main body of the UHF under the front passenger seat. Doesn't mean I can get to it if I need to service it, change fuses, whatever. It's just going to make it easy to access. So what I'm doing, all of my cables are running under here. I've got an RJ45 Ethernet cable extension. I've got the power lead and the fuse here for the unit. I've run that in underneath this portion here, underneath the side panel, and then that's just running in underneath in this channel. I've just taken off the door seal just to get in there, and that's just going to run all the way under there, and then I'm going to fuse it to these panels here. So I'm going to weld that in. I'm going to solder that in a couple of minutes, and then reassemble all this side. But before I do, is bring through the antenna lead. Now there is a grommet up there. I'll put that on the screen now. I'm going to put a sharp hole through that, and then I'm going to poke my coat hanger through it, and then we're going to really vigorously tape that up and try and pull the unit through. The reason I'm doing it this way, I'm going to create a pressure seal around the cable with the grommet, but the other thing that's going to do for me is by pulling it from the bonnet, that's the way that the grommet actually sits. So rather than doing what John Canny did and pushing it back from this side, I actually want the pressure from the outside, just because that's part of what's going to stop the water or anything else coming in, pushing against the grommet. It's going to stop it popping. Let's have a look at the front now. Let me just show you what we've done here. So I've mounted this to the bull bar. That was not an easy fix. I've actually had to slightly drill out and expand those holes. It just was slightly too narrow for the diameter of the bar, even though it is what everybody recommends as a 50mm unit. I've run the cable in through the inside of the headlight here. I did unscrew this. You can see I've actually got the screws out. This just pops straight out like so. Just really easy to pop out, and then just pop back in to those clips. There we go. And then we just put the T30 Torx bolts back through there, which I'll do in a minute. From here, we're going to just run the cable up underneath here. I'm a little bit worried about a cutting point there, but I'm going to put some conduit around it. We're just going to run that cable all the way down here, and then down in through here. See if we can see it. It is a little bit harder to see up here, but there is a grommet in the firewall here, just in down there. See, there's a little green line on it, and that's what we're going through in the firewall. So I'm going to go and put a hole through that on this side, in under here. You just see that sitting right there. So that's what I'm going to put a hole through, and then we'll feed our cable runner through that, and hope that I've got enough electrical tape to pull that through without damaging anything. But that's the next step, and then again that cable is going to run all the way down here through this channel here, just through here, and then back out through this point here, and that's when I'll terminate it and put the connector on. Where I'm going to hide all the excess antenna lead, I'm not sure yet. That's going to be a challenge. I'll get to that once I deal with these flies. Look, we're getting there. It's taken a lot longer than I anticipated. This should have been an hour or 2 hour job. It took us a little while to find those cables. Now that I've found them, we've had a couple of issues just running where we were going to run things. So the antenna cable, not the antenna cable, the Ethernet cable that I was mentioning before, I've actually just tucked that up under here, just run that through down here. I'm just going to run that through here. Then again, I'm going to use the cable runner. That's going to pop out to the other side where I'm going to terminate it with a RJ45 to RJ45 connector, and that's where the handset's going to mount to. And then I'm going to mount the handset. I'll go all the way around the car. And the handset I'm going to mount just here. So that cable is going to run underneath the steering wheel and actually tuck into just in under here. So the cable's going to be terminated here, and when this bracket's in, it's just going to hang out the bottom here. So all in all, I think it's going to be a clean install. It's about as good as I'm going to be able to do, but I'm pretty happy with where it's going. But yeah, this is a job, and I'm not filming anywhere near as much as I wanted. Even with 2 sets of hands, I'm might have bitten off more than I can chew. Anyway, let's see how we go. I'm going to be using these double-sided adhesive pads. Now, there is an important rule with these, and I only found this out last night. But when you're using these, the red side is for the device that you are attaching. So when I put the magnetic mount on, that's going to, the red side is what attaches to the magnetic mount. The yellow side is what attaches to the vehicle. Now, apparently the reason for this is the red side is an almost instant adhesion, whereas the yellow side is just as solid, but takes a little bit longer to adhere and works a little bit better if you get some warmth on it. So I'm actually going to leave these in the sun for a little bit. We've soldered the wires in, and everything's running in under here. That's the end of our RJ45. Still got to run that down this side. It's going to come up and through here. One of these sides here. Not sure which yet. One thing I did do though is I lost a grommet. The one thing I was really trying hard not to do, I bloody well did. So I think I'm just going to have to silicone that up, which is not what I wanted to do, but that's my option, unfortunately. So yeah, it is what it is though. Anyway, a few more things to run, but I'm going to do a quick power test and make sure that bodgy soldering job that I just did, that I deliberately did not film, let's see, just make sure that I've still got power to the CB radio. It works. My bodgy soldering job has worked. Okay, so I've mounted the double adapter extender with some double-sided tape just in here. So the handset is going to plug directly into that, and then that's going to get hidden in behind there, and the cable's just going to come running down here. So I'm going to set that up now. And then we're on to phase 782 of this godforsaken install. Alright, so it's day 2. I gave up yesterday after the grommet incident. I did go down the road to see if I could get some silicon, but everything was shut by the time I got on the road. So right early the next morning, I've got a lot to do today because we are actually leaving on our summer holiday today. So I've got to try and get this all mounted, all fixed and finished off, and the car reassembled before lunchtime. So I got about an hour and a half. This is going to be a big job. All right, let's get onto it. GME have really thought this out with their antennas. This is the end that we fed through the firewall. As you can see, nice, tight, not much wider than the cable itself, so easy to get through. Technically should be easy to get through that grommet, but that's much easier than trying to get something that size through. So this is the bit that goes to the back of the unit. I've just got to attach that to the end here. We got a nice little pinhole in the middle that just slots straight in. So they're the 3 leads that we've got to put into the main unit. Power and antenna at the back. RJ45 in the front. So essentially this is going to sit in here a bit like this. As I say, a lot of loose cables, I'll neaten those up. Okay, so I've mounted the red sides of the double-sided adhesive to this, and I'm just going to mount this down the bottom. I'm just going to let those pads heat up in the sun for a little bit, just to give them that extra adhesion. Being foam core, that should mean that this stops any rattling when we're doing corrugations or just general driving, really. Because the last thing we want is this thing rattling while we're driving around. Alright, so I'm mounted. This is going to sit in here like so. The cables at the back are a little bit messy, but nothing gets caught in the seat. Right now, I've got to get some silicone into that hole. So I'm going to head out to one of the local auto dealers, see if I can find a replacement grommet and a couple of other last minute things we need for our trip, just to make things a little bit easier. Success. Correct size grommet, 2-pack, in case I mess it up. Now, obviously because I've already run the cable, I'm not going to be able to get this over it, so I'm actually going to have to put a slit in it so I can put the cable around it. Then after I've done that, I'm going to put some silicone into this to try and give us a bit more of a tight waterproof seal, because the last thing I want is water coming in if we do a water crossing. Alright, so that's in, siliconed. I'll give you a look. Just, leave me a comment below on how shit my my workmanship is. See there, siliconed all that in around the grommet. Like I said, it's messy, but it'll do. Now the fun part, I'm now going to try and reassemble all of this. I'm not going to remember which order I pulled it out in. Wish me luck. I am going to need it. And that's it. So everything's back together. It's all neat. Bonnet works. Door runner's in, and the CB is nice and neat in under there. Well guys, that's it for this episode, and look, thank you very much for watching. Leave me a comment down below on how you would have done this one differently. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.